Welcome to the Designing a Ballot project. You are on this page and it's going to take you through the instructions for this particular project. The goal of the project is for you to learn about the iterative process. When I say iterative process, that means going through the cycle of developing something, learning about design, and identifying the three concepts: integrity, availability, and keep it simple from the Gen Cyber principles, and hopefully folding that into your design. You're going to create some sketches, and you're going to have a final design, and then a reflection and blog post, which will be highlighted here. I don't have any examples yet because this is a new project. So first step, I want you to explore contrast, repetition, alignment, and proximity. These are the four major design rules. If you click here, it has a number of resources for you to explore. So please take a look at that. Read this article, How Do We Redirect the Eye? And it's not a long article, but it will help you with design concepts. This article complements quite a lot of this. So you spend, I say, a few minutes, 3 to 5 minutes, looking at the resources at this link. Then it's probably about 5 minutes to read, depending on how fast you read, to get the main concepts from here. Then I want you to move down to take a look at, Google ballots. Take a look at them. Look at the layout, and where does your eye go? Take the new information you just learned from looking at the two sources above and apply that to what you see ballot after ballot if you looked at those in Google Images, for instance. Okay? Then I want you to think about metaphor. What people will take concepts they already know and apply them to design. And so the idea of what do you already know and how would you apply that to a ballot design that would help people flow through that? Now, this may or may not be that helpful, but the idea is we tend to, again, see patterns in design, and those patterns come from previous patterns in design in our life, and that may be helpful for you in your design ideas. Then I want you to take a piece of paper and fold it in half twice. You should have 4 sections of the paper when you unfold the paper, and in those 4 sections, I want you to do 4 different iterations of a ballot design. Now the ballot design is I'm going to leave it up to you. You're going to have a few people running for election. And when I say that, it means that maybe 3 offices. And so you would have 2 people running for each one of those positions. Does that make sense? And that's all. This idea of you're going to have 2 people to vote for each position. And so you're going to have to put that into the layout. And I'm keeping it away from being this complex because that gets a little bit crazy. But I wanted to just have you make it easy for people to understand who to vote for and what party or what thing do they represent. Okay? And I'm leaving it open-ended for you. So you're going to do a design, and you're going to do that quietly. And that's what a brainwrite is. So you do that. And then you're going to share that with another person. And then they're going to give you feedback about the design. Then on the back of that design on the piece of paper, I'd like you to write some notes on what they say about the design. Then go through that cycle. Now, what I ask you to do is set a timer for a couple minutes, take 2 minutes or so to make a design, and then share that with somebody, get some feedback. So we usually pair people up, and then do a second one, then a third one, and a fourth one. Now, you get feedback in between each one of these. So it's important to set a timer, do a design, keep it simple. That's why I just said 3 positions, 2 people running for each position. So we're learning about the iterative process. So how do we improve a design? And then you show the second design, you'll get feedback, and they'll give, another student you're teamed up with will also be working on that concept. And so they'll show you their design, and you'll geek out with each other and help each other be better at your designing elements. And each iteration should get a little bit better. That's the theory. That's what we're shooting for. Then take a picture or scan it, upload it to Flickr, flickr.com, or some other online image gallery so you can embed that into your blog when you're ready to publish that. And I'll show that in a moment. And that will go under the Sketches heading. If you don't know how to upload to Flickr and embed into your blog, click right here. And we are using the edublogs.org system. It's free. It's for education only, so students can go there, create an account, and voila. Right here, I would like you to take a look at these concepts and kind of process this and make one more design. And so when you do that one more design, your final iteration, I'd like you to make that the greatest hits of the 4 rough drafts you did. You're reading through this and trying to make your final design really apply to the elements in here. And then I want you to take a picture or scan that final rendition and upload that to your Flickr account, and then we'll embed that in your blog. Then what you're going to do is you're going to make a blog post. You're going to have these 4 headings here: summary, sketches, final iteration, and what I learned and problems I solved. You'll have those headings in your blog, and you'll see that when you copy and paste my template over, I already have those headings in there. And at the top, put an image that's really striking that relates to the content of your blog post. And that's probably something to do with elections, voting, directing the eye, creativity, and getting information across to people. But you can search creatively in Flickr, and this tutorial here will show you how to search the Creative Commons at Flickr and find a striking image and to cite your source properly. That's that. And then the content under each one of these, you're going to see in the template that I've given you. Under the heading for right here, it looks like you're going to write in the heading of your summarization and problems you solved. I want you to reflect on the work you've done, and I'm going to show you that in the sample blog post. And then I have some more resources for design, and I don't have a feedback form for this because I have this. This is what you're going to copy and paste into your blog. This whole document, this whole thing, okay? When you copy and paste this whole thing into your blog, you just follow the directions. The directions are written out here. Delete the stop sign, but I'd left this as an example of what you're going to do. Then you're going to find your own image and put it at the top, and you can read through here. That will remind you. And here again is a link to how to work with Creative Commons and to embed an image from Flickr. You'll write your summary last. This is short and sweet, but it summarizes the power of the project to hook people in. You only want 1 to 2 sentences to really grab people. This is where we work on our writing skills to really hook people in. Your sketches are going to go here, and you're going to write a reflection about what the process of creating the sketches and getting feedback. Your final iteration will go here, same thing. I want you to write a reflection about getting feedback on your final iteration. You hopefully have shared that with somebody, and why you made the final iteration, what you learned through the design process. And again, if you forgot how to upload to Flickr and embed in your blog, you can do that here. And what I learned and problems I solved. So what I want you to do here is to place in here, let me refresh this. There we go. What I want you to put here is what did you learn from the process and highlight the things that you've done. And I want you to highlight the 3 concepts that we were focusing on for Gen Cyber. How do you feel that we did with that? And I'm going to come back over here to remind you of that because I have these posted at the top here. Integrity, availability, and keeping it simple. How did we achieve that? And so that will go in your summary at the bottom down here. And I did put that in here, but I don't know why I don't see that. Okay, and lastly, this activity. What do you think of the content? 1 is okay. 5, yes, it was engaging and interesting and you really liked it. Then delete all this right here and put a number. Put a 5, 3, or 4.5, whatever you want. And then what was most interesting about the content? Then down here, what do you think of the process of working through this project? Did it seem laid out well? The video you're watching right now, the copy and pasting into your blog, the process of doing this project, what did you think? Was it okay, or was it highly engaging and interesting, and or somewhere in between? Place the number here and then write a little reflection, because I as an instructor can't get better unless I have feedback from you on how well both the content and the process worked for you. So your comments are very helpful for me to make the program better. Thank you so much for watching.